too.
There are people who want war between people of different races. There are people also who have dedicated themselves and their lives to peace. This week on the forum, I interviewed the law professor, Patricia Williams. She's an extraordinary person, an extraordinary teacher, and an extraordinary human being. She's been connected to our family for about 30 years. When Patricia Williams was a young person, there were pretty much only white males in law schools. The teachers and the students were all white, all male. And as new generations of law students began attending law school, people of color and women, they began to notice the way in which the legal system does not understand issues of race, just because of that bias of the people who were working in it. And so she and a number of very important intellectuals began a field of study called critical race theory, which is being maligned and being assaulted by people on the far right who argue that it's anti-democratic and that it's dangerous to society. What I want to tell you is that it's not, that I've benefited tremendously from reading critical race theory, and that Patricia Williams herself is a person of enormous empathy. She writes very powerfully about what it feels like. She imagines, what it feels like both to be at the very bottom of our pyramid, of our social scale, and to be at the very top. One of the most powerful passages in one of her books is about her memory of white flight as a child. And looking back on it, she feels this deep sense of empathy for the white families who were afraid of black people moving into their neighborhoods and were leaving as a result. She's incredibly empathetic about their fear and their distrust of black people. She's also somebody who I go to talk to about one of the most important issues in our city right now, which is the issue of reparations. Patricia Williams points out that reparations really should be about repairing relations between people. She says that the most important thing for us to remember is that white people of today, black people of today, we are not the ones who created this condition that we have inherited. But we are the people who can make a difference for what the society will be like in the future. And so reparations are about healing society and healing the evils of slavery. The evils of slavery have led to mass incarceration. They've led to huge differences in income and wealth in our society that undermine our democracy, and even our ability to stomach and to allow people to be so destitute that they're living on the streets without homes in North America. These are part of our inheritance of a system that treated people so badly. Patricia Williams writes about what it was like when she was in her late 20s, and she and her sister discovered the bill of sale for her great-great-grandmother, who was a slave in the South. They discovered the bill that describes how a 35-year-old man bought their 11-year-old great-grandmother and impregnated her, and they're related both to the slave owner and to the slave. That's their history. And so when she sees nostalgia for slavery, nostalgia for the plantation system, nostalgia for the Old South, she insists that we remember that aspect of it, which was built on the rejection of human dignity. Patricia Williams also is someone whose writings herself has been banned. Her work has been banned, and she talks about the pain that she felt by having her own writing being banned, school districts refusing to put her books on the shelves. And she's talked about libraries in the South that are closing, and that and other libraries that are being turned into for-profit entities. But one of my favorite things that she has taught me is she talks about her childhood in the Episcopal Church. And when she talks about it, she says, I always remember that in the Episcopal Church, that was a place where we prayed for peace. I'm so grateful for Patricia Williams and for her witness to peace and her love for all kinds of people and her invitation for us to get to know each other better, to understand our different kinds of histories, and to begin to compare notes so that we can make the world a place that's more supportive of human dignity. My name is Malcolm Clemens Young. I'm the Dean of Grace Cathedral here in San Francisco, California. Thanks for watching More Good News.